One of the things that I find that we do in relationships, strong connections with people, is that we are doing a trade-off with our issues and our traumas. We are giving people the pile of rubble that we have and dumping them off on them. We are looking at our wounds and saying that they are not healed, but also cutting the people who are close to us. It is the baggage in which we carry that becomes too heavy for those who don't want to hold ours in the first place. We want people to be there for us, to stand firm in their love, but we are not equipped with the understanding that sometimes our load is way too heavy and it's not their responsibility to carry. Many times in relationships, we don't often look at the things that we are burdening people with. There's this acceptance that you are supposed to accept all of me, and while I'm working on me, you are to stay. But what happens when an unhealed person is with a healed person? That healed person sees the unhealingness out of you. And like many times, many people want to help the other person, but it becomes too much, and then there's a separation there. If you've ever found yourself in a situation where you realize that your burdens are too heavy, your grievances are too much, you have unhealed, unresolved issues, I implore you to listen a little bit to this message. Many of us understand that a lot of the unhealed things that we are dealing with also is a connection to this missing of love altogether. There is no strength in the love in which we feel for ourselves, and so many times we look for others to make us whole. We have broken pieces, and therefore we think that someone could carry the pieces and put them together and we would be all right. But when we think about this, the broken pieces, they lie on the floor, and it is impossible, if you think about glass, how it shatters on the floor, for you to pick up every single piece, put them together, and it look like what it was. It is time for you to do the work inside, and many times doing the work inside is an individual thing. It means that you don't look for someone to put you together, because they don't understand any and everything that you have had in your life, that you've experienced, that you know oh so well. It is not the fault of someone else that they don't understand, or it's not the fault of someone who can't stick around, because listen, your level of misfortune cannot meet the level of misfortune as well. They don't understand. It's an imbalance. And I'll even say that two hurt people can't collide and make it one, because while you are hurting on one level and they are hurting on one, guess what? Y'all are swapping roles and hurting each other. You're bleeding on them and they're bleeding on you. Many people will tell you that before you enter into a connection, a strong relationship, that you get yourself together. You don't have to be perfect, but listen, you should want to be the best version of yourself, meaning that you are self-aware of who you are and how you are, and you know the things that you have dealt with. If I was hurt by a past situation, my partner should not have to feel the stress and the hurt from that because I haven't healed. If I have a trigger from a situation, my partner should not be the culprit in defining what that trigger is. It's not their fault. And again, because all of those things compile, it's a heavy load, and many people find that people tell them that their weight is too heavy. There's this thing called self-love that we talk about, right? But nobody talks about self-love when we look at it in the eyes of reconstructing ourselves and getting ourselves together. It is not all warm hugs and not looking in the mirror and saying that I love me, I'm beautiful, I am great, I am powerful. Many times getting to self-love is, I don't like myself today. I hated the way that I showed up. This is not going right in my life. I want to try to do something different. It is a process. It hurts. It is painful. You are reconciling with the truthfulness that you say within yourself. You are reconciling what you are seeing in the mirror in a physical and a spiritual sense. It is understanding that you have much work to do. Why is it that we rely on other people to make us complete, to make us whole, to make us happy, to make us round? Why is it that we pull other people to show up for us when we haven't shown up for ourselves? Why is it that you think that people are supposed to reconstruct the fragments of you and make you who you are? It is impossible. You're asking someone to do things that they don't have the capacity and capabilities to do. Whose fault is that? Not theirs, but yours. I want you to take a real look in the mirror. I want you to write these things down. I want you to actually be in tune with yourself. You know, my mother used to tell me this: you can lie to everyone else, but you cannot lie to yourself. You should never lie to yourself. I know these things about me, therefore I'm going to call them out, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. And while I have honesty with myself, I also understand that other people may see those things about me. And if I want to be teachable, and if I want to be loved, that in love, someone would tell me about me so that I can improve. I want us to get to a point where we understand that in order for us to be all the way loved, we have to be healed all the way. And again, no one is perfect. No one will have it all together, but it is your duty to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing on your end so that you can show up the best that you can for someone else. I wanted to share this. I know it's quick. I know it didn't take long, but I needed to pull someone in here and remind them that it's not on them. It's not their responsibility to fix you and make you whole. It is not their responsibility to make you sane. It is not their responsibility to understand all of the things that make you you. It is not their responsibility to woo you every time that you get sad and upset. It is not their responsibility to keep putting band-aids on your unhealed wound. And it's not fair that you keep throwing baggage for them to hold and say, see, this is a part of what it is to be connected to me. If I can give you any words of advice, honestly, it is start to work on the things that you know about you. Start to work on the things that affect you day to day. If you don't love you, how can you love someone else? And how can you expect them to show up the way that you want them to show up when you don't even know what self-love feels like? How can you ask someone to heal the sick when they don't even understand the symptoms and all of the causes of what makes you sick? All I'm saying is that if you wish to connect with someone, that you do so with the understanding that you are trying your best before the connection is real to make yourself as whole as possible and be the best person, because when you show up at your best, you are also giving someone the best part of you, which means the best experiences, which means the best love, which means the best memories, which defines a better relationship. All right. Peace.